This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, a Dunedin High School adds a pop star and a rugby player to its wall of fame. Reusable Christmas crackers are a new waste-reducing initiative in Wanaka. And a couple buy a brand new 4-bedroom house in Wanaka at about half the median price. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. 4 more names have been added to the Wall of Fame at King's High School in Dunedin. Among the new prestigious alumni are a pop singer and also a former All Black.
Former New Zealand pop star Craig Scott visited King's High School yesterday for the unveiling of his name on the school's Wall of Fame. Scott, who was New Zealand's most successful pop singer in the early 1970s, says he didn't actually study music during his time at King's.
I had a mate here, Alistair Ward, who's passed away now, but he and I were great friends at King's. And he had friends at Bayfield High who had a band, so I used to sneak over there. So I didn't do music at all.
A total of 4 names were added to the growing list of former pupils on the Wall of Fame, with another well-known name added yesterday being that of Highlander and All Black Ben Smith, who says his attendance at King's in the early 2000s set him up for life.
King's helped me because I think we had a real good range of pupils that attended the school. We actually had a hostel then, hopefully we can get a hostel back up and going in the next few years, but we had guys that came from all around the region that came to King's High School, obviously some good local kids that came along and really set me up the way that the school has a good balance, and everything that's been done here sort of set me up for the rest of my life. Yeah.
And Scott says having his name on the wall means a lot to him.
I've had numerous awards, as you're probably aware, in the music business, and this one, this is it. This tops it all. This is just so cool to get this after all of these years. It's a real honour.
The school's rector, Nick McIver, says he hopes the wall will inspire current and future pupils at the school.
To me, it's very important our boys see these men and hear their stories and have that appreciation and understand that it could be them in the fullness of time, coming back to the old school and being acknowledged for some worthy achievements.
The 2 other names added to the wall were businessman Graham Sinclair and Judge Joe Anderson. In Dunedin, the South Today.
1 person has died in a crash between a truck and a car on State Highway 1, south of Dunedin. Fire and Emergency New Zealand says it received a call to attend the accident just before 12:30 p.m. today. 2 fire crews attended the accident, which was roughly halfway between Allington and Mosgiel. Police confirmed 1 person died at the crash, and St John's says 1 person with moderate injuries was taken to hospital. It may only be mid-August, but a Wanaka-based business is already preparing for Christmas. Creators of a reusable Christmas cracker hope to sell thousands of units ahead of the silly season and say theirs has a twist.
A pre-Christmas business with a bang. Wanaka-based startup Waste Free Celebrations was born out of last year's lockdown, with Alistair and Emma Conyngham launching their sustainable seasonal business as the world began returning to the new normal.
Everything is reusable and washable except for your consumable, New Zealand made, all supplied by little companies here in Otago, Southland and Canterbury, so supporting New Zealand businesses. And they'll last for generations. Every
Christmas, thousands of plastic, toy and bad joke-filled crackers have their contents added to landfills across the country. Emma Conyngham says they hope to capture 0.1% of the Christmas cracker market, saying every aspect of their seasonal bangers is recyclable, and they're supporting other local businesses.
These are all handmade items by local businesses, local craftspeople. So it's real New Zealand businesses that are benefiting when you pull the cracker.
The business and the crackers were both conceived from the couple's garage in Wanaka, and the pair are now employing staff. But Conyngham says there's one thing which is just the same as the typical cracker.
They're really bad. The jokes are really bad. Each refill kit will come with 8 jokes that you just cut up and put into the cracker. Why has Santa been banned from sooty chimneys? Carbon footprints.
New Zealand has imported $1.7 million worth of crackers around Christmas. The couple has the philanthropic goal of keeping Kiwis working, and they hope to eliminate disposable crackers by the year 2030. In Wanaka, the South Today.
A new home in Queenstown overlooking the Shotover River has avoided the commonly seen exterior walls made of schist stone. Instead, the home, which is designed by Auckland architects Patterson Associates, is clad in steel and concrete. The house recently won a gold medal and Smart Home Award at the Southern Region Master Builders Awards. The judging panel said the house demonstrated refined technology, positively reflecting the future of home automation, with state-of-the-art lighting, heating sensors and thermostats, all able to be controlled remotely by a smartphone. It is also shortlisted for the New Zealand Architectural Awards in November. And for those of you on a tighter budget for buying a house, here's some good news. After 10 years of hoping to buy a new home, a young Wanaka couple have finally had their dream come true. But there's a catch. They own the house, but they'll never own the land.
Here's the sky.
Yeah.
Here's the house. Here.
4-year-old Rory Vore has drawn a picture of his family's new house in Wanaka, a home which the rest of his family, including his parents, Kenny and Carrie Vore, are pleased to have moved into.
We've been here now 2 months and we love our new home.
We love our new home.
It's the best place.
The family finally have their own home after having been renting in Wanaka for 10 years. With the median house price in Wanaka being about an unattainable $1 million, the couple were lucky to get one of 6 homes in the Hikawai subdivision that were earmarked to be affordable, costing them only about $500,000. The relatively cheap price is because they don't own the land. They're leasing that from the Queenstown Lakes Community Housing Trust at $100 a week with a lease for 100 years.
Karina and the Charitable Trust have been amazing. Without them we wouldn't be here, so this is a dream come true.
If the couple ever move, they won't make any capital gains from the increase in the value of the land. But they're happy to have a large home they can call their own in one of the most expensive parts of New Zealand.
So it's a 4-bedroom. We've got a garage which is attached, which is lovely.
We're just about 2.5 kilometres from Wanaka and 2.5 kilometres from Albertown. And
we've got a lovely big garden with lots of room for toys.
Yeah.
Out of the 6 affordable homes at the Hikawai subdivision, there's only one affordable house left, which is 2 bedrooms for just under $400,000. In Wanaka, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, we take a look at newly released drawings of the Dunedin Hospital rebuild, and we have the final edition of Rugby Chat for the year with Paul Dwyer, so catch this and more after the break.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, it's Lindsay here from Campbell's Menswear. We have a massive manufacturer's clearance plus. There's liquidated stock from our suppliers. For example, we have cotton casual trousers from 1990, dress trousers from 1990, merino zip pullovers, fashion shirts, warm winter shirts, jackets, There's a great deal on overcoats, blazers and suits. Come and check out our jeans. We're known for our jean selection.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Come in and see the massive manufacturer's clearance at Alex Campbell Menswear.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Be sure to tune into Football Chat every week where we chat about local football fixtures, results and everything else that's happening in the local game.
Ah, TV, our favourite babysitter. But it can be tough keeping up with what our tamariki are watching. Luckily, the Broadcasting Standards Authority has made some smart changes to the classification labels. Ooh! Plus changes to the time of day certain rated shows will air, and awesome new parental lock features, meaning your babysitter's job is safe. Find out more at safeviewing.co.nz.
Welcome back. New drawings of the outpatient building for the Dunedin Hospital development have been released, giving the clearest impression yet of what the $1.5 billion project will look like. The outpatient facility is to be the first of 2 hospital buildings to be constructed. It will have a total floor area of about 15,000 square metres and over 1,000 rooms throughout 4 stories. Hospital planners have just received the designs from the architectural firms involved and will spend the rest of this year checking and costing the plans. It is hoped the outpatient facility will be open in 4 years' time. There's been a delay in plans to demolish a building to make way for a new library and community hub in South Dunedin. The building on the corner of King Edward Street and McAndrew Road is currently occupied by the Community Care Trust. The Trust supports both adults and young people with intellectual disabilities and people with autistic spectrum disorders. The Dunedin City Council says it will wait until tenants had a chance to move by May next year. The Council says the planned centre, costing almost $12 million, is projected to open in 2024. In this year's final episode of Rugby Chat, Club Rugby stalwart Paul Dwyer talks with a host of players ahead of a huge weekend of rugby.
Welcome to ODT Rugby Chat. This could be the last one. Big weekend coming up. We've got another big finals weekend at the stadium. We've got the Bush Pigs, whoever they are playing Lincoln in an under-85 game. Apparently whoever wins this game, they go through to a final in Auckland. Unbelievably, we've got the Kaikorai Undertakers playing the Kaikorai Cobras in a Junior Colts, Championship Colts final. Unbelievably, the Sharks were just useless last week and they lost both those games, but that was great for Kaikorai. Then we've got one of the 2 big games. We've got Otago Boys versus Southern Boys, the old rivals. They are playing at 2:10, and then we've got the Kaikorai Boys taking on the Marcos in the final of Prem Colts. And these 2 teams have been in the final. This is their 3rd straight year where these 2 teams have faced off. So look, to talk about this today, I've got a host of players. I've got Charlie Perkins, the captain of the Marcos, and I've got Tim Dippy, the captain of Kaikorai, and I've got Samisi Taialoa, who's the captain of Otago Boys. And Samisi, mate, we'll start with you. Number 8. You're number 8. You are number 8. I've seen you play this year. Are the best two teams in the final?
Yeah, I think they are, because it's like you could see it throughout the whole season for our scores, and just think these are the two teams.
So you've only lost one game this year,
yeah,
and that was to Southern Boys, was it?
Boys, yeah.
And how many have they lost?
Pretty sure they've lost 2.
They've lost 2.
Yeah, 2.
Tim, we'll bring you in, mate. So Kaikorai, you know, and I hate talking about Kaikorai, but Kaikorai have been the best club. They're going to win the Ames Trophy this year. I predicted that a few weeks ago, hoping it was wrong, but it's well and truly right. So that's the trophy for the best club in the competition. Why is Kaikorai so strong?
Yeah, I think we've just got a really good base of like managers and coaches up at Kaikoura, creating a great culture, particularly in the Colts areas, since why our Colts teams are so strong. I think a lot of those P2s boys have come through the Colts system, so feeding through there, and it's really good.
And your Prems weren't that far away. They were close to. They made the top 4. And they got beaten in the top 4 by Tyree. But I mean, yeah, so you've had a pretty good season, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's been great. It's awesome to see. Will
you get a decent crowd along? Will they all turn up at the stadium?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Yeah. Right, Charlie, let's bring you in. So Dunedin, the Marcos, this is your third. This will be your third banner in a row. Why are the Marcos? Why have they been so good across such a long time?
I think it's the culture at the club. Like they're really good at recruiting players and getting them in, and then getting them involved early, and good coaching base as well there, and like just bringing them through and like bringing them into like P2s and Prems as well, and it's all just really good there.
Otago Boys, Southland Boys, yeah, I'm sticking with the lads. Otago Boys will be too strong. And Kaikorai versus the Marcos. Look, everybody tells me Kaikorai are going to win because they just deserve it. They just know more. I'm never going to pick Kaikorai, so I'm going to pick the Marcos just to tip them over. Just remember, we are going to live stream these games this weekend on the ODT website. Just tune into the ODT. You've got the Bush Pigs playing Lincoln at 10:30. You've got the Undertakers playing the Cobras at 12:30. You've got Otago Boys playing Southland Boys at 2:10. And then you've got Kaikorai playing the Marcos at 3:50. And that should wrap it up for the year. We'll just see how Otago are going over the next couple of weeks. If Otago happen to pull off a Ranfurly Shield win, well, we might come back and do some more rugby chats. But if not, we'll talk to you again next year.
And you can watch the full interview online at odt.co.nz. Still to come on the South today. Thanks to a last-minute application, the Wool On Creative Fashion event will go ahead this weekend. And we take a look at the weekend's weather for you, so see you after the break.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hi, it's Lindsay here from Campbell's Menswear. We have a massive manufacturer's clearance plus. There's liquidated stock from our suppliers. For example, we have cotton casual trousers from 1990, dress trousers from 1990, merino zip pullovers, fashion shirts, warm winter shirts, jackets. There's a great deal on overcoats, blazers and suits. Come and check out our jeans. We're known for our jean selection.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Come in and see the massive manufacturer's clearance at Alex Campbell Menswear.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
Thanks for staying with us. The Wool On Creative Fashion event is going ahead thanks to a last-minute application for council funding being approved. The annual event has been plagued with infighting in recent years, but is now set to be held at Alexandra and Terrace this weekend. The application from the event's organisers for $10,000 was debated by the District Council on Wednesday. Some councillors were conflicted as to whether to bail out the event or potentially let it sink. Tourism Central Otago says there were probably more reasons to decline the funding than grant it, but the event has huge potential for the future. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. A Dunedin High School has added a pop star and a rugby player to its Wall of Fame. Reusable Christmas crackers are a new waste reducing initiative in Wanaka. And a couple have bought a brand new 4-bedroom house in Wanaka at about half the median price. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Greg Page. What have you got for us? It's a big one tomorrow.
It is Saturday. Always look forward to my Saturday paper. Look, we've got an interesting story about the sentencing of an Otago woman today for attempting to poison her baby with eye drops and nasal spray. Of course, we had the story earlier in the year. Sentenced today to 11 months home detention. We've talked to a former partner and the father of the baby who's pretty angry at the leniency of the sentencing and said he's felt betrayed by the justice system over it. The child was born prematurely and the woman set up a Give a Little page to raise money for medical care at the time, and the former partner said she seemed to thrive on the attention and sympathy that kind of generated, and things sort of spiralled from there from her. She was found searching on the internet for ways to poison her child, keep the child sick, so things would develop from there. So yeah, really horrific story, but a well written story from Rob Kidd, so well worth a read tomorrow. Also something that a lot of people will relate to, we talked to a local man who's trying desperately to get in the housing market unsuccessfully. As you can imagine, the price has gone through the roof in recent years and there's so many people now struggling to get a foot in the door. Joseph Potter, he's had 8 offers on homes rejected in 4 months. He said the speed in which people are buying means you can no longer get builders' reports on them. You just don't simply have enough time to turn those things around.
Which is particularly risky as well.
Well, it is. Yeah. He has put on, some of his offers has put, subject to builders' report, and they've just been tossed aside. They haven't even bothered looking at them. So he's got about $440,000 to spend, but is just nowhere near in the market at the moment. So the average house, or the median house price is up around 600 in Dunedin at the moment. So really tough out there. He's just now put the whole idea on hold and gone back to renting for the meantime, hoping things will improve. But hard to see where it will. Of course, fatal accident on State Highway 1 today at East Tyree, so we'll have more on that in tomorrow's paper. Sport, a couple of big rugby matches up for the running. We've got the All Blacks, of course, playing Australia and the Bledisloe. Chance to put the Bledisloe Cup away for another year,
and
if we
back
can
in
win
the
that.
cabinet.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Ranfurly Shield. Otago's had not a bad run in recent years at the Ranfurly Shield. They're playing Hawke's Bay and Napier tomorrow. So we'll have full wrap of that, a bit of a look ahead to that, and then full wrap tomorrow on our website and Monday's paper as well. Don't forget the weekend mix. Always got the weekend mix on a Saturday. Plenty of good reading in that as well.
Fantastic. You can catch all of that in tomorrow's paper. And now it's time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Looking at the situation, a strong westerly air stream will blow over the region this weekend, with colder southwesterly air tomorrow tending to milder northwesterly air on Sunday. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, rain and gusty winds for Westport and Greymouth with a high of 12 degrees for both of you. Moving across to the northeast, it's a wet day here for this region with showers and 13 degrees for Nelson, and Blenheim will see scattered showers and 14 degrees. Heading down to Canterbury, the rain continues here in this region with showers and moderate to gusty winds at times. Kaikoura heads for a high of 13 degrees, while Christchurch and Ashburton head for a high of 11 degrees. Looking at what's in store for the southern regions, the Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can all expect fresh southwesterlies, showers clearing later on and a high of 9 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Queenstown Lakes area, Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra can all expect light southwesterlies with a sprinkling of cloud. Wanaka sees a high of 10 degrees, Queenstown and Alexandra reach 9 degrees. Te Anau also reaches 9 degrees but can expect showers with gusty westerlies. Travelling up to the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru are both in for moderate southwesterlies with a risk of showers. Timaru sees a high of 11 and Oamaru a high of 10 degrees. Further inland, Twizel and Amarama can expect light southerly, some cloud and a high of 10 degrees. In Dunedin, there will be cloud increasing tonight with an overnight low of 6 degrees. Colder tomorrow with morning showers clearing and sunny periods increasing during the afternoon. Expect some fresh west to southwesterly winds easing during the day. Saturday a high of 9 and a low of 4 degrees. And there's fine weather on Sunday with sunny periods, a bit of cloud and moderate westerly winds. A high of 13 and a low of 2. And in Invercargill, showers tonight with an overnight low of 8 degrees. Changeable weather tomorrow and Sunday with periods of cloud and showers at times, but also some brief sunny periods. Saturday will be cold with strong gusty westerly winds prevailing, looking at a high of 10 and a low of 7. And Sunday the weather is a little milder as winds tend more northwesterly. A high of 13 and a low of 8. And that's all from the South Today team for this Friday and indeed the week. For the latest news from across the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. Join Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Remember to like and subscribe to receive notifications of up-to-date content. Have a great evening and weekend. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.